Welcome everybody to the podcast Total BS. Stainton live from his.
Hello everybody. Hello.
Can I ask a moral question?
What?
A moral question.
Yes.
Not a moral question. Paul, you're sitting on the couch and you find a crisp, right, down the side of the couch, right, and you know it's a crisp from maybe 3 or 4 days ago. Do you eat it?
No, I'm a gentleman, Ronnie. I would offer it to the wife.
Beautiful. That's how I thought. I said that to Denise before I started. I said, I'm going to put that up because I'm sure Staten would offer that before just staffing it himself. There you go, love. You can at least that one. That's fine. No, I'm done.
You've got to be generous. Listen, before we start today, last weekend was a momentous weekend, Ronnie, wasn't it? As we elected a new mayor of Cambridgeshire and Peterborough, or Greater Cambridgeshire, as it's probably going to be called in future. We doff our cap to Dr. Nick Johnson, the new mayor of Cambridgeshire and Peterborough. Who would have thunk it, Ronnie? Who would have thunk it?
It's amazing. And I'm just looking forward to him, before he does all these big council meetings, get the stethoscope out, checking everybody's BP, before he drops all the big Palmer campaigns, all the big things, the metro thing, he said, well, I'm dropping that to take your blood pressure. So it's all going to be very healthy with the new mayor. It's like there's a mayor from the old Wild West, Doc something. He was the sheriff. And we've got a new sheriff in town.
Doc Holliday, I think you're thinking of. But it is going to be brilliant because all those fat councillors, he'll be there to sort them out, won't he? All the obese people that never get up and sit, and eat too many biscuits and all that. He can health check them before he drops the bombs so they don't fall flat on their face with a heart attack.
Can you imagine what they're going to have? And it'll be kale. There'll just be kale and vegetables in the middle of the council table. You won't have any biscuits. There's no hobnobs here.
He's going to change. He's going to completely transform the council meetings. No.
For those green shakes, he'll bring in a blender. You go, all right, who's for a kale? You want a kale one? All right.
Everybody's going to have to prove that they've either walked, cycle, or run to the council meetings. Anybody that comes in a car is going to be sent home. That's going to happen.
He's going to ask for samples. He's going to ask for, wee samples, poo samples, just to check.
Stool sample.
Bring them in.
Lewis Herbert, come on. Stool sample, please. Stool sample.
You set the example. You're the head of the good man. So, it's going to be, it's just going to be wonderful. It's going to be a joyful time of health and wealth and no metro thingy. The 4 billion metro thingy is gone.
Yeah, he's not going to dig up half of Cambridge and for something that's going to cost 4, possibly 5, possibly 8, 10 billion pounds that probably nobody's going to use. But what he is going to do, Ronnie, and this is fascinating, Ronnie, he's going to paint all the buses in the Fens orange and black and call them Fen Tigers. Now, that's going to take a lot of paint and a lot of painters. And I don't know where you get tanker loads of orange paint from at the drop of a hat, but I think it's a good idea. It'll be distinctive, Ronnie, won't it?
Yeah, I think where you could get orange. We have the orange walk every year. There'll be plenty of orange available in Scotland this year, and the island as well. Yeah, hey, listen, can I ask you again? I feel like I can talk to you today.
Okay.
That's your advice. I don't know what it is. Your hair's sitting better or whatever. What do you feel about ID cards then to vote? Then are you happy with that, turning up and showing your ID? Like, there we go. Give me my vote.
I think it's a great thing, Ronnie. I'm all for it because it's simple, isn't it? Everybody has got a picture of themselves somewhere, and it'll stop the 0.0000005% of ID fraud. So, just get yourself a picture, one of your favourite ones, and that's you, isn't it? So I've got a picture of me in the school cricket team when I was 11. I've got a few freckles going on. I've grown a bit since then, and filled out. But everybody will know it's me. So I don't see the problem. Just get your favourite picture. Look, this is me. Thank you. In you come. In you come. There you go.
I just like the idea of honing down democracy. All right. I just want that idea of, just restricting it to the people who really should vote. All right. We've said this before. Sometimes the vote's wasted on people. Sometimes we just have to say, no, you don't need to vote.
But that's what I liked about the mayoral mayor elections. That's what I liked about that, is that everybody's vote counted, because even people that voted for the Lib Dem, who got knocked out in the first round, his votes were then counted, second votes. So whoever you fancied second best, they were counted again. So it was an inspiring mayoral election, and the orange and black has inspired me as well, Ronnie, to verse. I've put pen to paper and come up with verse this week.
Oh, God. We've come so far. I just realised the other day we've done about 120 odd editions of this.
Yeah.
We've come so far. My boy's going to.
Well, it was when Dr. Nick uttered the immortal line, when he mentioned the orange and black buses, and he uttered this line. It's poetry. It's orange for the setting sun of the fence, and black for the loamy soil. And it just got me there.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Oh, right there. So I've come up with a little bit of. I've been inspired by Dr. Nick, and come up with a bit of poetry. Would you like to hear my poem, "The Colour of the Fence"?
Oh, go on. I'm excited.
Are you ready?
I'm excited.
Here we go. Orange is our setting sun. What? Come on. Shakespeare never had this.
You know, you reminded me, you sound like you're going into a serious item.
On the radio. Yeah, I listened to a bit of that this morning, my word. There's a lot of reading goes on the radio these days by presenters, isn't there? Anyway, here we go. Are you ready for this? The colour. Stop it.
Oh, I can't look at you. I get
I've been inspired by our new mayor here. Come on. The colour of the fence. Orange is our setting sun. Our skies are clear and wide. The soil is black and loamy, but vegetables it doth provide. Our leaders are often blue, but Nick is bucking the trend. A doctor wearing red who won't drive us round the bend.
Wow.
Thank you.
Seriously, that is a huge step forward in your cultural. I'm amazed. That is wonderful.
I feel like I've transitioned.
Oh yeah, we've thought that. I thought that, but, you know, I just thought it was your leggings, mate. Hey, listen, I saw a story which I think I'll bring to you. Hang on, I'm just going to get it up, as the actress said to the bishop.
Wow.
Did you know that more men called Anthony have chaired public inquiries than women in the last 30 years, according to this is from Institute for Government. Names of people who have led inquiries: Anthony, William, Brian, John, Michael, and Peter, right? And there's one with all women. There's hardly a woman, but the name that's been used the most is Anthony. All right. So I thought we could have a game of Tony and me. Do you want to have
go on, then? Yeah, I'm up for that. Tony and me.
I'm going to give you some Tonys, and you have to give me who it is. I'll give you a clue. All right. So let's go first one.
My best friend at primary school is called Tony. Tony Kilgore. His dad used to run the VG store. We used to get loads of freebies. It was brilliant.
I don't have him down on my list, curiously.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Right. Anthony and who? Anthony and, you know, the famous...
Cleopatra.
Yeah.
Didn't she bath in milk or something, Cleopatra?
Yeah. Silence of the Lambs. Anthony
Hopkins.
The Cambridge Spy. Anthony
Blunt.
He had a famous half hour on the telly, comedian.
Oh, what's his name? Oh, my word, I've forgotten his name.
His son's the Minister for Health.
That's disgraceful of me.
Tony.
His
son's the Minister for Health?
No, I don't know any ministers.
The Health Secretary. Tony. Who's
Hancock? Yeah, of course. What am I thinking? What an idiot. I get Anthony Blunt, but not Tony Hancock. That says a lot about me.
Weapons of mass destruction. Which Tony talked about that? Tony.
Tony, I can't find them, Blair.
All right, musical check. This one. Which Tony is this?
Unbreak my heart.
Tony Braxton.
Nice one. Which one, Tony's this?
Tony Basil.
Which one's this?
Loveliness of Paris.
Tony. Oh, what's his name? Oh, Tony Bennett.
Yes. And finally now, the politician no longer with us, but he was the father of the house.
Tony Benn.
Correct.
What a man he was. What a man he was. Didn't agree with everything he said, but oh my God, he made sense.
10 out of 10, my friend. You know your
Thank
Tony.
you.
That was Tony and Me, the brand new competition, which is Nick for Big Radio UK. What else have you
Listen,
got?
last chance this weekend to drink outside before we get warm again. Will you be partaking in that?
Like that. Yeah. Oh, wow. Oh, so last weekend we've been freezing.
Yeah, it's the last weekend to freeze your nuts off, holding on to a pint of lager. Wondering whether you can stomach another pint because your peanuts are up near your throat. You know.
Yeah, it's.
I've got the perfect place to go though, Ronnie, for your last weekend drinking outside, because you know a lot of places put marquees up, haven't they, and awnings and all that malarkey. Well, one place in Stamford has gone a step further. It is the best outside drinking venue I've seen anywhere. The Danish Invader in Stamford has a repurposed dodgem ring from the fair in its backyard.
Oh, genius.
Brilliant it is.
It's not
Absolutely brilliant.
That's a great idea. I do.
It's all gold and red and green and brilliant.
Great as well. You can have your pint in a dodgem. And you had to.
Well, that is the only problem. You will spill a bit.
Yeah, that's the idea.
But I wonder whether bringing the fairground to public houses could be a way forward for public houses, because incorporate all the fun of the fair in the pub. Going forward. So when you go to the toilet, you can play hook a duck.
Lovely. Yes.
You know what I mean?
I usually chase that sort of dissolving stuff in the urinals. I like making that move.
Yeah, just.
I don't make it move as much as I used to, but
yeah,
I can still make it shift it.
It's like when we were at school and you used to play Who Can We Highest. That was a good game. But I think if you buzz some ducks in the toilet and just a little hook a duck, and you win a little prize, maybe half a pint, free half a pint if you hook the duck. And then I thought darts and cards in the snug. For places that still have the snug, and then a coconut shy behind the bar where the barmaid can dodge the coconut as she's pulling the pints, and you just
wonderful. Wonderful and sexist at the same time. That's just your great thinking, my friend.
Oh, barman or barmaid.
You went barmaid there.
I did. And if anybody from Cambridge University is listening, I'm not sexist. I don't care what you say.
Well, listen, it's been a kind of, you and I were dead against bad language.
Yeah.
In all forms of broadcast, we don't like it. And this show is a big fan of the pesting. We love the pesting question. But I think he's overstepped it. Paul, he had his show this week. He still has a show, by the way. He still does a thing.
Does he?
Yeah. They moved it from the Sunday, and then they moved it against question. Anyway, he still gets a show. Allegra Stratton used to be his woman at the big telly thing with President.
Yeah.
She's working somewhere else now. She got another gig somewhere. But anyway, Peston was handing over, Paul, and you know the handovers. You and I have done a few handovers that got the boss downstairs to have a chat with us. But
the boss used to like a handover, though.
And move on. Anyway, he's handing over, he's taking on after the news, and he said, he's got Ruth Davison on, who said controversial stuff. So anyway, he's handing over to the news lady.
Scotland acting leaders have recently said of this ID policy, you've got to show an ID card before voting. She described it on my show. I can say this now, it's after 10, that it's total bollocks.
Thank you for that, Robert. You left me standing there.
Whoa.
Being an investigative journalist I found out that actually Ruth Davison did actually say that.
Well, I think they can't cite any evidence of it because I don't think there's ever any evidence to cite. I think in terms of this particular part of the Queen's speech, I think it's total bollocks.
What's the matter with them?
Oh,
They're going mad.
You've been at the front of journalism for longer than me. Are you allowed to mention bollocks and the
No.
in the same sentence?
No, what I used to like to do with the newsreader though was just, you know, when they finished the news, if it was a relevant story and not about death and destruction, I'd ask them a really difficult question about it and just stop talking.
Yeah. I used to love it. Get them to pronounce foreign football teams again. Who are Arsenal playing in the Europa League again? Kevin Fadendu. What?
He's a good player, isn't he, from Red Star Belgrade? What's his name again?
But Paul, when I heard Total Bollocks, and it kind of got me into a moment where I just thought, I've heard that.
Nothing I can say, a total eclipse.
Bollocks.
Bollocks.
I thought I'd heard it somewhere before. I thought I had. Yeah, you're right.
Bollocks.
You're playing all this music. You're going to get me in trouble with YouTube, aren't you now? I'm going to have them on my back saying, hey, you like the music.
And then when you send them, it's like I do with my Facebook Live, you know, they take me off and then I send them the license thing and they go, oh, you know, God's sake. Anyway.
Yeah, but that's because you're a ginger twat.
What? I thought we'd gone really well. I've been praising your poetry and everything. A ginger twat, what's going on here? What do you mean?
I posted something in the week because I just happened to be walking past the BBC Radio Cambridgeshire studio in Peterborough. And it absolutely hit me in the heart because I spent 10 years with a team of people working really hard to create an audience and entertain people, which we did, and we won awards and blah, blah, blah. They were ripping it out. They were literally ripping the guts out of that office and studio. And it actually got me quite emotional, actually, to be honest. I had to go and have a sit down for a bit. But it was interesting because when I posted the pictures and said about it, and it got so, I mean, over 150 people reacted to it and 100 comments and, a lot of love for what we did in Peterborough. And I thank you all for that. But one person's comment was, why don't you do it yourself like that ginger twat? I don't know if he meant, did he mean you? Did he mean Chris Evans? I don't know.
Right. What? More evidence, please. That we talking.
Well, you used to have a tinge of ginge, didn't you?
Yeah, I did have a tinge of ginge. But like he started because I'm starting my own radio show. It can't.
I think that was the inference that you're starting your own radio show, and in his mind, you're a bit of a ginger twat.
How far down the list was that? Was that after a bit of conflab or?
It was after some lovely, lovely comments. And thanking all of us for all the work we did in Peterborough and how sad it was. And then some geezer, been on half a lager. Oh, yeah. Why don't you do it yourself like that ginger twat? He set his own radio station.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'll get his name, Paul. We'll get his name, will you?
Yeah, but it did get me thinking this week when I mentioned a lot of people posting things that we did in Peterborough and what have you. And I sort of put a top 10 together. Nigel Farage going crazy in the studio, Wayne Fitzgerald going crazy in the studio, Marco Seresti couldn't make it up in the studio, delivery driver crashing into a building, Emma Jameson got a Jason Grimshaw surprise, and a newsreader called Waz at 8:15 read yesterday's headlines before I ripped them up live on air. So that's a potted history of what we did there.
Paul, last one, just as a sidebar, I think it's outrageous that they're closing the Peterborough studios. I really do. When I thought, Paul, just to be serious, I thought it was you that had said you'd seen a headline where Chris Burns, or the head of local radio, whatever she is doing, she was going to look for more regional, for actually targeting areas of growth, and Peterborough was one of them. And
underserved audiences. So
yes.
The BBC have already put breakfast shows in Sunderland and Wakefield and other places, and Peterborough was on that list, the BBC's own list of underserved audiences, despite the fact we built up a breakfast show there with 40,000 listeners, trust with the listeners as well. And to rip the studio out and take the whole office Out of Peterborough. It's crazy.
I just presumed they were going to rebuild, but they're not. They're not going to kind of restart.
Well, I wouldn't have thought so. They've took the glass. It's gutted. It's completely empty. So it's a real shame, real sad. But what can
I think they're making sure you can never come back.
They're going to bomb it next. They're going to get Netanyahu to target it. That's what they're going to do next.
Hey, Paul. Last week we had Fife news. Fife, a lovely place in Scotland.
We've got to distinguish it. Not Five News.
No,
Fife.
Fife. And it was a goat that was roaming. Now it looks like Fife is back in the news. Investigation looks to confirm Paul McCartney linked to Kirkcaldy, which is in Fife. Paul McCartney had Lino that furthers his childhood home. Lino was originally made in Fife. Oh, staff at Kirkcaldy galleries.
Are you saying Lionel?
Not Lino as in ceiling. And
no, Richie.
No, that one. Lino.
Rhino. I get you.
Staff at Kirkcaldy Galleries will sift through pattern books from the 1950s to find a match for the former Beatles floor covering, which is still in the hall at 20 Fithlin Road in Liverpool. We at Fife helped the Beatles on their way. The long and winding line, all that stuff. That was all inspired by Kirkcaldy and Fife Lino. So get it. Well done, Fife. Get it up, yeah.
So you're claiming, on behalf of Fife, that you inspired Paul McCartney and John Lennon to write some of the best songs the world has ever heard.
Yes.
Due to the lino on the kitchen floor.
Hey Jude, I like your lino. It's all that. So they've changed the words, obviously, kind of, because nobody really. But yeah, the Beatles and Fife, the connection now is like that forever.
Yeah. Is it?
I've got a
I wonder if the Beatles ever went to Fife, because it's a bit of a crap hole, isn't it?
Don't start that. They make lino, and they've got goats that run through it.
Roman goats.
Well, you are on it today.
From Italy, aren't they? Listen, can I ask you a question, Ronnie?
Go on.
Are you a hugger?
No, I cannot stand the hug. I'm not a hug. I'm not a kiss on the cheek, whether it's in the face or elsewhere. I do not involve myself with that kind of thing. Two things, you can get a lot of trouble, but I'm not that close to anybody. I mean, I wouldn't even hug you, and I've been through your jokes for so long now.
So you're not a hugger? You're not a John Barrowman?
Oh, no.
You don't get the King Charles of Spaniel out? You don't get that out every now and again?
No.
Well, from Monday, of course, cautious hugging. In the words of Boris, will be allowed, and I'm like you, Ronnie. I'm not much of a hugger, although I will allow tentative shagging.
Tentative shagging. I used to work with him.
I'm not a big fan of the cautious hug, but the tentative shag, I think, should be celebrated. I can tolerate that as long as there's no licking.
Wait a minute. Has Lisa looked at your script today?
No, she never looked.
She hasn't looked at that. This is when we get tentative shagging. Right, this is when we get that going on, and ginger twat, right? So all I'm saying is,
ginger twat.
Do you maybe just pass it by your wife before you come on here, because you were starting to worry me. No, I'm not. I'm not a hugger, Paul. I don't believe in any of that stuff.
No. What, tentative shagging?
I think I might have tried that, but I fell off.
We'll be able. It's going to be great because we'll be able to do these things. We'll be able to hug. People will be able to see their families. We'll be able to go to a pub, a cinema, and do indoor dancing. And I've got myself prepared for the indoor dancing, Ronnie.
Oh yes, great. What have you got? Leggings or what? Lyrics? Or
no, because it's Yorkshire dancing, which I used to do as a child. You've perhaps not seen it because it's only practiced in certain parts of Yorkshire, but it goes back centuries. So basically what you do is you get your Yorkshire pudding shoes ready,
Yorkshire pudding shoes, okay.
Your shoes, made out of Yorkshire pudding, and then you get your rhubarb picked and washed, because obviously they grow a lot of rhubarb in Yorkshire, and then you start your Yorkshire dancing. So you get your 4 sticks of rhubarb pointed towards Leeds, Hull, York and Doncaster. Yeah. Then you point your toes twice to each place in turn before finishing with a rhubarb salute to Jeff Boycott, the King of Yorkshire.
Right. And Boycott?
Boycott.
Boycott? Did you just say there?
Boycott.
I think if we replay that again, I think we all know what you just said there.
Yeah, boycott. But yeah, it's Yorkshire dancing. All you need is Yorkshire pudding shoes and some sticks of rhubarb, and you're rocking.
It's wonderful to hear you bring in culture. That's poetry now. I think the viewers, the listeners, are going to see a new Paul Stainton now. It's just
only if I can get some rhubarb though. That's the trick.
Paul, a big story coming out of Kilmarnock this week. I noticed.
Oh, what another crap hole!
It's a beautiful place, Kilmarnock. I'm the Scottish correspondent. Kilmarnock residents, Paul, were baffled after postbox is painted bright pink. Here's why. From vandals running amok to COVID test kits, residents shared their theories on what was going on. It kicked off in Kilmarnock, Paul. It kicked off big time. It was a pink postbox, happened more or less overnight. People were wondering what's going on here. Is it some kind of gay pride thing that's happening in Kilmarnock, which would be very unusual? But, is it something like that that's going on? And so the theories abounded. Somebody looked into it. Apparently, the Royal Mail, that's an undercoat. They're going to paint it red. But the pink, the pink is just an undercoat before the paint.
Is it?
What?
Like the overcoat is like a sheath for the pink undercoat. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. So they
everything's cock related with you today, isn't it? Everything.
Well, you're the one, but I just thought, isn't it amazing when on quiet news, COVID's going on around us, but when somebody's painted the idea that vandals, and by the way, I wish I could share. Can I share this with you? Let me see if I can share this with you. Because
if you've got a picture of it, I'd like to see it. Yeah.
By the way, share my screen. Where is share my screen? There we go. Okay.
Bear with us, listener. Bear with us. Bear with us. This is a visual thing, but bear with us.
Okay.
I can see it. It's coming. Oh,
can you see it?
Oh, it's a real lollipop pink as well, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the pink there.
I like those sandals as well. They're nice. The picture next door to it. They're nice.
Yeah, but look at this, Paul. Yeah, they're nice. I've seen it. Yeah, I get these adverts. But look how clean the lines are here, Paul. Look at that. There's no marking over the white sort of sign here. It's a beautifully pretty job done. Beautiful job done. So that they sort of let you see that's what they're doing now.
That's lovely. That's a very bright spot in what is a very, very dark town called Kilmarnock. It's when you drive from Ayr, the beautiful coastal town of Ayr, and then you go into Kilmarnock and the lights go out. It's so dark. It's such a grim place. So that's a bright spot in the middle of Kilmarnock there. Lovely, pink, beautiful.
Okay, back to meeting. So I'm just going back to meeting now. Are you still there?
I'm still there, but I'd like you to get rid of the picture if possible.
How do I get rid of the picture then, Paul?
We might have to edit this bit.
Yeah, no. Does it say here? I'm sharing a screen, but I don't want to share it anymore. How do I get myself?
It doesn't matter. And we can carry on because I want to talk about cars, Ronnie, if possible, before we go.
Okay, then let's do that because that's weird now, isn't it? Because you're sitting on the top of my screen. You're sitting on the top of the poster.
Not for the first time, Ronnie. No. I've got a piece of advice for you, Ronnie. Just be careful what car you buy next because there's quite a bit of car snobbery going on at the moment. Be careful what you share with me, by the way, because you appear to be sharing your whole computer with me now. I don't want to see those images, Ronnie, again.
No, I can't get rid of it, mister. Oh, wait a minute. Back to meeting. I want to get back to my meeting. How do I get rid of... I go there. Can I go there? No,
I don't think you should do this again. I don't think you should share the screen again.
We shared this before and I didn't have any issues, didn't it? Oh, God. I think I've given away
this is user error, my friend. User error.
Yeah, okay. Well, carry on. I'll see when...
Let's just leave it. Although it could be interesting on the video version of this because we'll just have you flicking around your files.
Oh, God. I can't get anywhere now. How do I get back to the screen?
Click your picture.
Hide self view. Hide. All right, hang on. You get right. Okay. This is. Oh no, this is just a disaster.
Let's just leave. Let's carry on. Let's carry on. Don't worry about it, Ronnie. I can see you. You can see me. It's fine. Don't worry. Don't worry. Car snobbery, Ronnie.
Yeah, good point. Go for
it. Just be careful what car you buy next. As you know, Ronnie, I'm quite big under the bonnet. So you know, take this advice and be careful, because a woman has revealed her fury, Ronnie, fury, after finding a note from a snobby neighbour on the windscreen of her 12 grand Skoda, suggesting that her car made the street look like Beirut. Julia Larson from Shanklin, Isle of Wight, said she was stunned to discover the note attached to her car and shared a snap of it on Facebook. The note, which had been signed off, the Little Stairs road management team asked her to move the vehicle because she was bringing down the neighborhood and making it look like Beirut.
What?
Yeah, brand new Skoda, 12 grand.
Well,
that's how snobby they are.
That is like carists. Somebody being carists, somebody vehicleists.
And the Skoda make a nice car, you know, but apparently in that particular bit of the Isle of Wight, it's something to be frowned upon. I mean, it used to be the larder that was frowned upon. Do you remember?
Yes.
If you had a larder, you were laughed at and mocked openly.
Yes, I know. Yeah, and because they were the cheap available car for the working class. Came from Russia, didn't they?
They did, and when we were kids, it was the Reliant Robin we used to giggle at or try and push over. You know,
that's right. Yes,
that was a good game. But
to CV, actually, you could bounce as well. It was a lovely thing to bounce.
But cars are not that bad these days, are they? They don't break down like they used to. I mean, I coated the engine of my first car, Mark II Ford Escort, in black rubber that I got from British Aerospace because the engine had that many leaks. I tried to sort of seal it and keep it all in because it was dripping everywhere. But you can't do that now. But cars don't break. But I tell you what does, Ronnie.
What breaks?
Computers.
All right, go on. Tell me.
They break.
Tell me more.
Well, I will. I bought a new Apple Mac this week, Ronnie.
Is this it?
Yeah, I bought a new Apple Mac this week. I've needed one for ages. But every time I opened it up, as soon as I got it home, every time I opened it up, it was blasting out, "Am I like someone like you?" So every time I opened it, that's what it did. So I thought, I can't do anything with it. You know, it keeps blasting out "someone like you." So I took it back to the store where I bought it from, Ronnie, and they were baffled. They were just, you know, scratching their heads and scratching their chins. Anyway, I left it with them. They said they'd fixed it. I got home, I opened up the computer again, the Mac, and it blasted out, "Hello from the other side."
What's going on then? What's going on?
So anyway, so the second time, took the Mac back to the shop again. And then after about an hour, they phoned me up and they said, "Paul, we discovered the problem." I said, "Well," they said it wasn't a Mac.
What was it?
It was a Dell.
That's nice.
Get
You
in.
are on it today.
Go on.
It's a shame I've had to share the screen. Can you see the audio getting recorded?
Yes, you are the Andy Harper of your time, my friend.
I don't even know. I don't know how to get back. Oh, anyway, well, that's all we get time for on that Adele.
Oh no! I wanted to talk about crime bosses, and oh no!
Well, I've got 32 minutes here. You go ahead, talk about your crime bosses. Is there a good joke here?
No, but I just quickly wanted to tell you, because you know Radovan Karadzic, the Serbian what's his face.
Yeah,
he's coming to UK to serve the last bit of his time.
It's lovely to hear. Yeah, it's lovely. Yeah,
we'll take your terrorists and your warlords. We'll have them. But I saw him on the TV, and I saw his face, and he always looked. I mean, you know, he's no wonder he looks grumpy because obviously he's not got a look to look forward to. But he just looks so fed up and grumpy, and it just made me think that these crime bosses and warlords, Ronnie, they always look grumpy, don't they? I mean, the craze. They never cracked a smile. Yeah. But I just wondered why, if murdering doesn't make you happy, why do it?
Yeah,
you know, like Darth Vader, constantly strangling people with the Force.
And I can't remember ever seeing Mussolini smile. I can't remember him doing that. No.
Darth Vader cracking a gag on the Death Star. Never saw it in Star Wars, did you? Never.
You never saw it. No. I'm trying to think of other sort of. Well, Hitler was known to smile. That was Saddam Hussein. You could never tell because the moustache was kind of like
Yeah, it was always in the way. I mean, the only one that came to mind for me was the Joker in Batman. He seemed to enjoy his dastardly deeds, didn't he?
To be fair, the Riddler, when he did his punchline of the end of the riddle, that was, he did that kind of, look at me, I've got things to rhyme. Rhyming's a superhero power, isn't it? Oh wow!
I'm going to kill you with rhyme.
Look out, he's got a quatrain and he knows how to use it.
But I've come up with a catchphrase for all the bad uns and the wrong uns, Ronnie. I don't know if you. We could end on this. Actually, it's quite.
Well, thanks for telling me.
All right. Don't do the wiggle if it don't make you giggle.
That's wonderful. Can we have more poetry next week, please?
Yeah.
Because
I mean, if Darth Vader's, if he's unhappy with his killing and his Death Starness, if Darth Vader's unhappy, get a job in McDonald's. I mean, not on the drive-through, obviously, because that wouldn't work. Can I have a Big Mac meal, please? Yes.
Breakfast close at 11.
These are not the burgers you were looking for.
Look, I have your milk. Thank you very much if you'd like to contact us, it's Ronnie at ronniebarber.co.uk or Paul at paul@psmedia, paul@psmedia.org.uk. Or leave us a message on here, and if anybody knows how I can get that screen away, and if you see any information on here, it's not my computer. It's all right. It's not mine. I borrowed it from a guy. All right. But I think the Adele joke is probably a joke that will live with you for the rest of your natural life. Now, how do I switch this off? Can you tell me how I switch this off?
I don't know, but hurry up, because I've got to go practice my hooky-duck in the bog.
Okay. Have I stopped? Are we still?
Still recording, Ronnie.
Oh, stopped here. There we go. Are we still recording? All right, stop.